And finally, Stephen Halas says, I'm still waiting for word that you received my custom-made wooden U.S. flag with your logo engraved on it. FedEx reports it was delivered on September 8th, 2017. Please respond. Thank you. Stephen, I am so sorry. We had a personnel shift here in the office. It is here. I asked the people when it came, which was right around that time. We basically had an entire staff switch. So my deep apologies for having not gotten back to you on that, and thank you very much for it. It's in the other room where the office is, and it's a work of art, and I'm deeply embarrassed. In fact, I'm mortified by this. I didn't have any idea until just a second that no one had contacted you, but great thanks for the present, which always blows me away. It's a beautiful thing, and I am very sorry that we didn't get back to you. So I'll see if we can straighten out what happened. Just sack the people that made the titles, and then sack the people that sacked those people. But I'm very sorry about that. I genuinely am. I didn't know about it until just now. So we did get it, and it was beautiful. All right, I think that'll probably do it. Yeah, I still have a couple little things to do, honey. Maybe 15, 20 minutes tops, I'd say. And then, can we see it? Yes, we can. Hang on one second. Good idea. Please play some appropriate music or something. I'll be right back. Look at that beauty. That's astonishing. It's just such beautiful work. And for those of you that think that this might be painted, no. Look at this. That's all workmanship. It's all woodworking. It's absolutely beautiful. And I am mortified is probably not strong enough term for how I feel about that, Stephen, that we didn't get back to you on this. It's just, we have been, the NRA shows and stuff, we've just been completely underwater, and we lost a lot of continuity. But in any event, I'm deeply sorry we didn't mention it to you earlier. It's spectacular. You can't really, there's no way that you can appreciate this at home. And I, for the life of me, do not know how he did it, but the seams on this are just, they're just, you couldn't get a razor blade between them. I just have no idea how that was built so unbelievably precisely. I mean, it just looks like one solid piece of wood, but it's a series of strips, and it's an absolute work of art, and we're very grateful. We're always very grateful for the presence. And by the way, Stephen, let me just do this before I forget. We're going to need and there it is. So you'll be able to see it every show from now on. And again, I am deeply, deeply sorry that happened. So there you go. Hope you can forgive me. It was a beautiful thing. We saw it when it came in, and I'd said we need to write a thank you note, and it just got dropped. So Sorry about that. Yes, and as Dave Big Booty points out, Captain Kirk went from the top shelf down to the bottom shelf because that is just unbelievably nice. Okay, that'll do it for the show today. I've got a home to get to, and other things are proceeding well. Oh, last thing, I mentioned this also in a members-only video. Prior to the Vegas horror, I had shot a firewall called The Story of Friendlyism. And one of the things that we made a decision on, what I learned from the NRA experience was that it's a combination of things. We had heard anecdotally, and then we saw the data that said that the more produced a show is, the fewer people watch it. That was disturbing, but I've been talking about that for quite a while. But it's absolutely true. And when we were talking about shows like Firewall, Time Over Target, Nexus Report, they were all green screen, heavily post-production things. I had to go into the room there, get all mic'd up, load the teleprompter, get these things in there and do them. And then it just was an enormous amount of work, not just on the post-production end either, but just getting in there to do it. And when I realized that the more produced something is, the less it gets seen, I took those two things together, and with the experience of the Hot Mic show and the morning show, firewalls are going to be done from the other set. There we go. And I'm going to put the fire effects in the TV screen. The bad news is it may not look as good to those of you who are used to all the bells and whistles and flash and special effects. That's the bad news. The good news is I think we can do one a week. So there we go. That'll do it for the Stratosphere Lounge episode number 166. Brought to you by the members of BillWhittle.com, the numbers of which we expect are going to rise in the month to come, because this is going to be a membership drive. And if you want to be part of the army that is out there, slaying these zombies who simply walk around looking for brains, the zombies who never hear a different opinion, who just simply continue to believe things that aren't true and just stagger through their lives completely unaware. Don't you worry, Facebook and YouTube is protecting these people. They're suppressing conservative messages. They're demonetizing conservative channels. They're, as I say, using their algorithms to suppress the spread of these things. They're making videos about the Electoral College, something that you have to be 18 or older to watch, and so on and so on and so on. And the reason that they're doing all of these things is because it's working. So we're going to need your help to stop this zombie apocalypse. We're going to have to basically buy our way out of this quarantine zone, which they are so proud. But we're going to get that message in there anyway, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you ever decided you ever really did want to, ammo up, get together with a bunch of, good people and hang out, get a couple hot dogs and a beer or two, and then just face the zombie apocalypse together, well then, by God, this is the place to do it. So we're going to be doing this Blocktober promotion starting tomorrow, I think, Blocktober, because we're blocked from Facebook. And one of our new office people really has done a great job with some of the graphics and the design, and it's just going to be fun, and I'd like to have started with it Monday, but bigger and more important things happen. So in any event, that'll do it. Thanks very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to see all of you, and I expect we'll see you next week, and if we don't, I'll let you know why, but we will see you again soon. Thanks very much for being with us, and take care of yourselves. We'll see you next week. Hit the button, Frank. Oh, God. There we go. I knew there's a button around.